He's 2 hours behind us.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? It ain't that early. It's only it's noon out west, and that's why we're starting this up. Welcome to the Green Dragon. Now that DJ's vetted me, we're gonna get this rolling. All right. HDP is on his way in. Hopefully, he's trying to get his connection together to give us an update before they do a parade out. Well, you can't see me, so I can stop talking.
There we go. He's in. He's good.
All right, there he is. What's up, HD? HD made it in, and he's giving us an update on what's going on, a little better of an explanation, and just before the parade this afternoon. So, how's it going, HD? Can't hear you.
I think he's still working his mic.
No, he might have muted himself or something, but we can't hear you yet.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can, like
There
right.
you go.
All right. Yeah, we're just hanging out, trying to stay out of the sun and wind until we're at the Carlin Equestrian Center. This is where they're staging like all the horses for the parade and whatnot. There's looks like to be several. There's going to be a mule team and a chuck wagon and
Yeah, baby.
stuff like that.
Is there a lot of people out there, HD?
At the
what's up
Equestrian
with
Center, it's just the people that are going to be in the parade with livestock. I don't know how Carlin's a small town, so I don't know how that's going to work out.
Right.
But
what about civilian-wise? Like,
I don't know. We'll see when we get to town. Out here, it's not a lot, you know.
Right.
But I did get a update during breakfast. There's an article in the Las Vegas Review-Journal, I guess, from Friday. So it didn't go to Reno; it went to Vegas for some reason. But there should be an article in there about it, about this whole shebang. And I guess Friday, the BLM gave out restrictive rights. So they really put out something like a message of limited grazing of some type, and some cattle were allowed out in certain areas or something. But that's not cutting the bill for what's needed from what they're requesting. So this isn't stopping. That's not stopping them.
But
Go ahead, Mule.
well, I just think that's cool. First of all, that the feds did, because it was a blanket no.
Yeah.
Right. And so already they're starting to backpedal every time they get pushed. And that's
Well, of course, because they're in the wrong. When they did that, this is something I've learned. You know, I've had a lot of sit down time or FaceTime this morning. So they were saying that when they went on that tour on Thursday, they had a biologist or whoever, a range specialist, technician, whatever you want to call them, go with them. And they're like, oh yeah, this range isn't in recovery. This range is fine. You know, because that was the big concern. This range needs to recover, or that was BLM's claim. And the people in Elko, I guess they didn't have any restricting problems. I mean, they've had problems with BLM, which are other stories that I've been told in the past, so they don't have any love for BLM. But this range issue is more Battle Mountain, and they're just supporting. The gentleman that's the county commissioner is basically was going to do pro bono legal work, but he's like, you know, your cattle won't be on land for 2 years if we put this into court. We got to take action. So this is the action that they're taking, doing this, bringing publicity and attention to it.
right. And I was kind of thinking over as I was sleeping, which my brain does. We have to get they have to get that cattle back on that land. So even if it does go to court, they have an injunction that they're on there already, so they get to stay on there as much as possible, right?
I would say that makes a difference, yeah. That's probably a good call. And like I said earlier, you know, stage 2, if they get to Carson, doesn't work out, I'd imagine part of that's going to be to get to that private land and get the cattle on that private land at a minimum, so that they have actually cattle out grazing, and then, like say, get an injunction, and then the process can take its fold while at least your cattle are out grazing, and
right, kind of like with the Bundys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been real interesting. Got to have breakfast with the mayor of Carlin this morning.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I'll walk you around, kind of give you an idea.
Big time.
Yeah, big time, right?
HD's fucking moving up in the
We're
world,
kind
brother.
of up on a plateau up where this livestock center's at. But see if I can get you a good angle. Can you guys see behind me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it so I can see behind me, and so it's just like, where they do rodeos and stuff. Hopefully the wind's not coming through too strong. Is the wind coming through?
No,
We
we're
can
all right.
hear it, but
Okay.
not bad. It's not bad.
I'm doing this off laptop to give you guys the best quality. So everybody's just up here. There's horses and stuff over there. So you got the main one behind me here, where they're staged.
Yeah.
They got the chuck wagon loaded up. They put up some tents over there to relax, get through the middle of the day here. And we're north of Carlin right now. Carlin's off in this direction. But it's a nice clear day. I mean, you couldn't
Yeah, it
ask.
is.
It's not terribly hot. It's probably 85 or so. So it's a little breezy. So that's kind of where we are.
How big's the town of? You said the town of Carlton's not big, and they're not riding this livestock long in the heat, right? It's just
Right.
a quick little
Right.
parade, and then they're getting back under cover.
Yeah, well, they're gonna get in the parade. They're gonna do some publicity. Well, the cattle. I mean, the horses have been resting now for a couple hours now.
Okay.
Since we got into town at like 10:30, 10. So they've been resting since we went to breakfast. They loaded them up on the trailer, brought them over here, and they're gonna walk through the parade, do some publicity, and then move on. So they've had several hours of rest already.
Right.
They
Don't
made
forget-
pretty good time.
Yeah, they did. Surprise! I was surprised how quickly they did. And that the Native American that rode with us, he rode the bike the whole way. So he's a 70-year-old man.
The
That's
HDP is the Indian guy. Is he with AIM?
I do not know. That's a good question. I saw your comment on that. I don't know. We didn't. He's been active in the fighting public land battle for a while. He talked about it. The Shoshone. He's a Shoshone,
Okay.
and he had talked about that a little bit. But I don't know if he's part of that group in particular.
Well, that's why I was trying to get Lyndon Kenny on
Oh yeah.
here.
Well, AIM itself is it's not a tribe. It's where all
It's a
of
native
the
group
people come.
Of
yeah,
all the natives, yeah.
yeah. They all just come together, and it's. I mean, they've been fighting this for
Decades, right? I mean, since the 60s,
yeah.
70s.
Well, I know in '73 at Wounded Knee is when AIM really became a national in the national spotlight, I guess.
Oh, right.
But it's
came into their own or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, that's when I really first started hearing about AIM, and I'm sure that it was around before that.
Yeah. Yeah, weren't they the ones in that Val Kilmer movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Thunderheart?
about AIM. Yeah, Thunderheart.
Well,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah, that was kind of about, yeah, that's, they're really active in that kind of stuff because a lot of the reservations is where they dump off all the toxins and all of that shit.
Yeah. It's a pretty big deal.
I just thought it was cool that guy was riding his bike and joined in.
So we're gonna go hitch up the mules now. You guys want to stay on here, and once we get these mules hitched up, I'll come back on and get with you. All right?
All right. Hey, take some pictures of the mules getting hitched up and whatnot, and find the ugliest one so I can do a meme about myself.
All right. I'll
Right.
look into that.
Yeah, the same with the whole mule team at once.
Good work,
Right.
good work, brother. Good work.
Just me leading a bunch of jackasses or something. You know what I mean? It'd be awesome.
All right. Let me get off here, and I'll go over here and check them out, and we'll be back on.
All right.
Most stuff. How you feeling, brother Mule?
I'm all right. I got a couple hours of sleep after.
You got a couple?
Yeah, after me and HDP got off this morning, I grabbed a couple hours to eat. A couple hours.
Yeah, I fell asleep early last night, man.
And then a buddy of mine stopped by a little while ago and wake and baked me, so that was awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
So that helps on a
No doubt.
Memorial Day. And it's a beautiful day. They were like calling for rain out here. They're fucking nuts. No,
Yeah, we just.
20% chance when I checked my shit this morning.
Yeah, I went to the beach for a little bit this morning. Hung out. Fed the ducks.
But yeah, so I'm planning on, once we're done with HDP update, and he's going to take some pictures and do, because trying to do the hangout chat, well, oh, okay. It was 30, so more tonight, okay. Well, good, as long as it's out tomorrow, because I'm got a range day with my buddy Fabrizio tomorrow out at you know where. The secret hiding spot. Anyway. So after HDP does, he's going to do the parade, and he's going to just take pictures and roll video with his own camera, because trying to do this shit on the phone, especially out there where there's not like multiple coverage areas, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be real hard. So going to let him roll and do his thing, and Thursday, Friday, we're going to try and get the live going in a more populated area when they start coming down more towards Reno. Because that's when it'll be within, you know, really close proximity to where HD and Rebel live. So.
Yeah, I would like to see what happens later today.
Well, like you said, they're going to have a nice parade, and they're just going to continue the march, the grass march on, right? As long as they keep the horses healthy, which they've got all that logistics shit worked out. They're not, no horses getting hurt. But it's going to take a couple days, you know.
Yeah.
What takes hours by car takes days by horse, and weeks by walking. You know? So.
Yeah, I was just thinking about riding my horse down Louisiana.
I remember you were thinking about taking a horse down Louisiana.
From that she's to the fool and up here down.
Well, she was a southern horse. Anyway, that's me and you conversation. I don't think the fucking internet's going to give a shit about our little lives. So, how you guys doing today?
Hot, man. Hot day.
Not bad, Juliana. I got a comment on my camping video. How was the mudslide? And I didn't even know what the hell they were talking about. I guess on the other side of the mountain from us, there was a mudslide, and 3 people are missing.
Damn, that sucks. I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at E. Kenny and Linda's reply. Yeah, Linda or Kenny, if you guys, you know, I sent you a link.
I just sent her a link a few minutes ago.
Okay, cool. So we got a couple of links here if you want to drop in, because it'd be great for you to be able to lay some questions down for HDP to pass on to the Indian gentleman. You can't see me waving my hands, and you all know I talk with him. So let me do some quick shout-outs to the people in the room. We got Joe Cool Flyer out there, Joel Quantum Logic. What's up, Joel? Kenny and Linda, DJ Truth Seeker, Headley 321, Derek Ward, Gerald B, J Watt's out there. What's up, J Watt? So, and you know, this one, I look at a lot of these like more like podcasts, right? Because we end up getting a lot of viewers after the show's over, right? People love, especially when we train wreck. There's people that will go back to that shit multiple times. But so this is just an update for everybody. HDP's right now going and taking, you know, sexy mule shots of me as they're hooking up to face the horses, right? So I can't wait to see those. I'm going to make me my damn self about it. So anyhow, hopefully Stinger will come back in. Maybe Reb will come in. We'll do a little chit-chat until it's time for him to go. Hey, Corby.
Now you can be loud.
Yeah, go ahead. You can be loud, Corby. I'm gonna. So you guys chat it up because Corby might be loud. So I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm just seeing what I can find out about this mudslide.
Yeah, I'm getting some heads in here. The regs. The regs. The regs.
Say hi, everybody.
Hey, hey.
This is Corby.
What's up, Corby?
Grandson. How you doing, bud?
Jack, Russ. Birds.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself so I can talk to him.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Do you do any uploads all day?
I got two of them. Two of them are up. Yeah, this is just about straight across diffused to go just over the mountain from where I am. This is right on the other side of the mountain. The bitch.
I'm going to check them out. I haven't checked them out yet.
Okay, can't get him to sit still. I didn't think I could. Let's see who else we can get in here.
Man, I hope the Mesa's not waking up. Holy shit.
What?
Well, here.
So you're saying in the mudslide on the other side of the mountain from you where you were camping, 3 people died?
No, this is just on the other side of the mountain from where we live. Where we went camping, we was on the Uncompadre Plateau, which is, I mean, it starts in the San Juans and it runs, I don't even know where the hell it ends. I know it runs way into Utah, way past Moab.
Wow.
Arrow, see if this picture will count this.
I know, 5 this year. Holy shit, 5. Damn, time flies. Corby's going to be 5 this year.
Sure does.
That's crazy shit.
Can't
Yes, no, they are on schedule. Oh, I should do that. I need to share this to the Battle Mountain page. So they can hear the update too. So let me go over and do that. But no, the march is on schedule, and they're getting ready to do their parade. That through, I don't even remember the name of the town. HDP said, but he's out right now talking to a few more of the people that have gathered, and he's putting it on video. He didn't bring us with him because it's way hard. It's harder to get it on a live chat when it's live streaming than it is for him to just film it, right? So we're going to support HDP and watch all his updates through his filming, and he'll come give us the live updates after he's done with that portion of it. Because when it's live streaming, it jumps in and out, right? We're not fucking, media. So we'll get a clearer and more concise picture of what's going on there if we watch his video updates later than when we're just talking to him. He'll sum it up for us when he comes back in, just to let you know. Hopefully that helps. Let you know why we're sitting around, trying to act like. Now I understand why the talking heads, though, the stinking banter fest that goes on all the time on media when you're trying to fill the gap of dead air. But I'm going to go post this shit in Battle Mountain to give them people the update too, because they're the ones running.
It's coming along. You can probably see it from there. See it? Look.
This mudslide was 4 miles long, 2 miles wide, and as deep as 250 feet in places. 3 people who live in the area have also been reported missing. It's not known yet if they were caught up in the slide.
Dang, that sucks. Well, you know, but that's also part of life, though.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
But the backside of the mesa is a lot more sheer than this side. In the wintertime, I won't even drive across the. I don't fuck around over there. There's an avalanche area over there that even in the summertime, I don't like going across it. No, no, that's coming over McClure Pass. No.
So I'd like to ask some of you guys to go out. If you're on the YouTube, we have how many people out there right now? I think it's 17 people. Okay, so if you guys are on the Facebook, go check out with the Stand with Battle Mountain page. Right, Stand with Battle Mountain. That's the group that's doing this. That HDP's out there talking to on the Grass March. And I'm going to keep posting, you know, these updates and hopefully sharing any of the video that HDP puts up to them if he doesn't do it on the Facebook himself when he gets home. I'll talk to him about it when he gets on here later. And I'm during the rest of the week, if you want to check for updates, I'm going to ask HDP to put anything he finds, as well as I will do my thing like I always do, putting it on the Green Dragon Tavern Chats community. So, and all you guys can join, and you guys can post there too, with all this type of stuff. You know, not just the BLM stuff here or there in Nevada, but the stuff in Colorado, and DJ knows, and he has his own version of that stuff too. So, you know, the community is out there for when we're not on live, and not just talking about it, but to be able to back it up with the articles that we find it on, the information that we find on it. All right, I'll be back.
There's a lot of mining around there too. Copper.
Wait, you're doing a live hangout with everybody muted?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Wow, man. Reaching out to your audience.
There's one company for 2 years that's been buying up oil leases for $9 an acre, and I was trying to track it down and have side conversations for however long I've been muted.
What's up, Linda? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Hey, Linda.
Hey, I just got out of my pajamas, and it hurts to wear my other headphones, so you guys got to deal with me like this.
I'll take you however you come.
Okay.
That sounded really bad, but I'm...
I just wanted you to know I'm not medicated.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
You don't know why I was medicated, do you?
None of my business, but, you know.
I was hurt, and I took some medicine, and it made me really messed up.
We've been there.
Yeah,
Must have been some good stuff, though, huh?
Yeah, I still got it. I won't take it, though. I just been laying on a heating pad because my neck's all messed up in my back, and they said I ripped my muscle, so I thought it was a slip disc. So this is really fucked up, so...
Yeah. So, DJ, making me all jealous, wanting to go out buying a whole bunch of fucking camping supplies. What the hell? That looked like so much fun.
I still have I've got a bunch of videos from it, but you know what? It was just nice to be out, and I really didn't video a whole lot. I think, well, Wednesday, Elijah had his 8th grade graduation, and I videoed that. That's not going on YouTube. And then I had 14 videos from there. But,
well, that's one of those kind of things. You don't want to be behind a video camera the whole time. You need to be out there enjoying it.
oh, it was, you know, that first one of the year is the one that usually is, I could give a shit less if I even took my camera.
Right. It's a good time to unplug. Nowadays, that's a serious...
Well, you know what was funny? About, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile, maybe a little bit more from us. There, I think I told you last night, or maybe it was Mule I was telling about it. These guys pulled in with fifth-wheel trailers, campers. They had the goddamn satellite dishes. They didn't go camping. They brought fucking town up on the mountain with them. It was crazier than shit.
My ex-in-laws do that when they take my daughter camping. They got an RV with everything, you know. I'm like, a camping, that's a sleeping bag and maybe a tent if you're lucky. You know? A tent was a luxury back in those days.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to throw a sleeping bag, my tackle box, and a fishing rod on my bike. I'd ride 5 miles to go out to these sand pits. And then when I started driving, it was totally different. In the fall, I had my guns in my car. That way I could go hunting after school. In the spring, it all moved over to fishing stuff, and usually we was all ready to ditch school anyway, so we would ditch more school than we went to go fishing. But, yeah, it was.
What's up, guys? Hey, thanks for still listening to DJ's fishing story. Yeah.
Hey, Mule.
Hey, Linda, how you feeling, sweetheart?
I'm hanging in there.
Good deal, good deal. The reason why I kind of encouraged you guys to come in, because with HDP doing interviews and stuff, I was hoping maybe you could get some questions to him when he comes back in.
Yeah, I would love to, because there's a few questions I'd like to know if the Shoshone have joined the CIA, that is the Cowboy Indian Alliance, which is an awesome thing going on right now. They are completely saying, fuck the government, we're gonna do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Right. And I know you've been working with the Indian community, Native American community, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? the people. Let me just call them the people because that's what they are. Okay, you've been working with the people for a long time, and you are one of the people. So it'd be awesome to be able to get your kind of questions to, you know, find out more from that perspective of the guy on a bicycle. I mean, he's not even riding a horse; he's riding a bicycle.
That kind of figures in that he would ride a bicycle anyway, because if you take a horse off the reservation, the government can say it's theirs.
Huh. See, I didn't know that. But the awesome thing is the dude's like 70 also.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
Linda, if somebody would have gave him a horse, then they couldn't have done nothing about it as long as it was branded.
Exactly. So somebody, and I don't know, it depends on what region you're in and how, because everything starts with the Indian nations, from the Department of Interior, then it goes to your state government, the local governments, and then to your tribal governments, which have been all corrupted. But they're getting uncorrupted because most nations are now kicking the corrupted people out. And they're taking, because not one treaty's ever been honored. DJ can tell you that. Not one. You know, there were treaties given to Indians saying you can do this, this, and this, and this, and not one treaty's been honored.
No, one of the latest ones was the whole casino thing, right? Because they decided to make casinos because they didn't have to pay taxes, and didn't the government come in and say, wait a minute, you're making too much money. You got to pay us something.
Yeah, that started, well, in a way that did. That started in Florida and in New York. They tried to do and in Canada. They tried to do their own casinos, and the armed thugs came in and busted them and said, you can't do that. And one was a bingo hall, get this, that they did this to. Said you can't do this, and the only way you can do it is if we fund you. And what they meant by funding is, and I'll be quite honest, most casinos are owned by Israeli investors. And so what happens is the tribe now is in debt to the Israeli investors who are making a killing off the casinos, and the people in the nation get chicken feed. I know the one down the road from us, I asked the girl, how much money did you get? I know they had a lot of people at the casino, and she doesn't like the casinos. Most of the Indians don't. And she said, oh, my family got $200 this month. That's all the income they got, period. They got to live off that. They got to eat off that. They've got to pay their utilities off of that. Wow. So, you know, that sucks. So, you know, people think they're riding high. Maybe the corporate engines are, but as you see the Shoshone man, he's riding on a bicycle. Yeah. So.
Well, I know I'd like to hear some more of the people's perspective on some of these corporate Indians, you know, who keep cutting down tribal numbers, right, claiming that people don't have a right to their standards in the tribe just because they're getting greedy. And it just, also it just goes to show how money just corrupts everything.
Senator John McCain was the first to really do some bad shit. He's got so much blood on his hands.
Yeah, I know. I used to be a big McCain supporter too, and I can't wait until, well, what, you know, the paper ballot I get is supposedly put down, but yeah, that's sad.
Well, if you know what he did to the Dene and the Navajo Indians, and, you know, for Peabody Coal, and threw them off their land, their treated land, and they cannot build. Look, they would destroy their homes. And he said, we'll move you to a Superfund waste site. Do you know what that is? That's where they dump nuclear waste.
Right.
Yeah, he's a real good man. And so a lot of Indians died.
They dump those Superfund sites. That's where they put all kinds of poisoned...
Well, to my defense, I just recently woke up a couple years ago. So.
No, it's you know what? Your vote really, I mean... We understand now. We've begin to understand that he was getting in no matter what, and he was going to do the evil shit no matter what. Didn't matter what anybody said. They'd change the vote if they needed to, or if they had to, they would corrupt the next guy up there. So it doesn't really, you know, we've all voted for people who turned out to be scumbags because we bought into the American system of thinking our vote really counted.
Well, and then you only got
You-
one vote or another. So. Sorry.
You were too young when all this happened anyway. Because his wife was involved with the Budweiser or something industry. It wasn't she some kind of alcoholic industry, and all that Peabody coal stuff went to Nevada to fund Las Vegas and stuff to get that going. She had her hands in that, so you had nothing to do with that. No voter did.
All right, fellas. You guys doing good?
Oh yeah. Welcome back, HDP. No, it's been great. We were able to get Linda in here, right? Kenny and Linda, so she can give you a few more questions to ask when you're talking to the bicycle riding Indian, which is awesome. I love that. I just love that. Dude was riding the bicycle, 70 years old. Awesome. So how's it going with the setup for the parade?
If I see another one, what should I do?
Well, she's going to give you some questions to ask after I shut the fuck up.
Oh, and HDP, I had a quick thing. I know you probably can't do it now because you're on the road, but one thing, if you could put annotations on some of the things that they were saying, because you were responding to something that they had told you or asked you while they were riding by. I know I couldn't hear what they were saying, especially with the Indian guy and when the horses rode by. I was like, what did they say?
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, annotations later on if you can, but.
All right.
And one last thing before I turn it over to him, Linda, to you, actually you and him, the Stand with the Battle Mountain really appreciates what you're doing, HDP.
Oh, nice.
So, until you are able to get all your stuff set up, once this is over, I'm gonna post all your updates that you've done from your channel onto there for them.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay. All right, Linda, you and HDP can. Well, we'll let HDP give us a quick update on everything, and then I'll leave it over to you and him, Linda.
All right. Well, I'm going to be brief because we got to roll, but basically we're rolling out of here to set up for the parade at the beginning of the parade route. We're going to shuttle some horse trailers and people and stuff, and then start off at 1. Go through town. They're going to do some press conference / public publicity event down there at the end of the parade route. Come back here, get some water for everybody. The horses, brush down or whatever. And then they're going to load up, and I think they're going to start riding again towards Battle Mountain. The plan is for them to get halfway there tonight. So that's their plan.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some questions you can ask the Shoshone man, and I'll give you just a couple of questions to ask him because first you need to tell him that you're honored that he's there because that's just a respect thing.
We definitely did. Def said, yeah, all that.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Also, ask him if he's heard of the CIA. It's the Cowboy Indian Alliance.
Okay, yeah.
And that's going on mainly in the Lakota and the Nakota territories, and actually Canada has joined in. So a lot of the nations are joining in, and if they have, tell them that you have an Indian on this panel that'll try to get more support there.
Okay.
And I wouldn't ask him if he's a member of AIM because people who are a member of AIM do not like.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's kind of like you're part of the Green Dragon. Like, whoa, I don't know about that.
Yeah, they're not going to come out and say, yeah, I'm a member of AIM because pretty much every AIM member is considered a terrorist.
Well, if you watch HDP's update videos when he's first talking to the guy, it looks like he has a name patch on his vest.
Yeah,
that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Then he's flying his colors. Good. Then you already know he's a member of AIM. Don't ask any questions.
I'll show you some pictures of it, but I'll have to look at it more closely.
But I would ask you more about the new grassroots thing that's coming about between the Native Americans and well, and call them American Indians because it
Yeah.
depends on American Indians and the ranchers, and it's called the CIA, and they did that on purpose, and it is the Cowboy Indian Alliance. And that is the up-and-coming thing. They just did a march in D.C., and it blew that Occupy, or whatever happened, that Operation Spring thing away. I mean, you should have seen them riding in on horses, cowboys and Indians.
Cool.
Yeah, so
All right.
I would ask him that, because that right there is the first united stance that's ever happened between regular Americans and Indians is the CIA.
Well, apparently this county commissioner knows that gentleman really well. That's why he came out. They've known each other for going on 25 years or something like that. So they're here locally, at least. They've had a mutual respect or whatever, because he is a county commissioner for some time, and this Native American is quite active, he said, in all these issues.
That's awesome, and if anything, just throw the CIA out there to him to let him know to look it up or something, because it is going nationwide into 2 nations right now.
Okay.
And that might be our war there, the Cowboy Indian Alliance, when you've got 2 main groups coming together, you know, taking on the government, then the division's over.
Yeah, as it should be. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll run into him again or somebody similar, for sure.
Yeah, I hope there's a lot of indigenous that do show up for this. I really do.
Yeah, there's plenty of them out here. I mean, their tribes are pretty well represented out here in this area, so.
That's good. That's really good. That's a good thing to hear. And you know, I'll let anybody else say anything they want. Like DJ, any questions? You're Indian.
No, I'm gonna just try to figure out some shit to where I can be a little more up to speed on this. Because this 4 days camping, that has me really out of the loop. I know I spent this morning trying to get caught up on some stuff, and I got sidetracked with that dumbass shooting thing. I don't even know where the fuck that's at, but no, on this one I'll try to get more caught up and be a little bit more up to speed. I know Juliana searched out that there's an oil company, I don't remember the name of it, I just shared it over on Google+, but for the last 2 years, they've been buying up oil and gas leases for $9 an acre. The company is fronted out of Texas, and we got it traced back to Delaware right now. I believe it was in April of 2015 was a cutoff. It might be May 16th, 2013 was a cutoff date for any protesting on these oil and gas companies buying up all the gas permits out there. And it's primarily in that area. But they want to crack the shit out of it.
Well,
hey, fellas. Oh, sorry. I got to roll out. We're going to go down here, and we're going to get the parade set up, and I'm helping out shuttling people around. So we'll talk at you shortly. Thanks for everybody being on, and I don't know, continue as long as you want to. I'm going to have a video like talk to the mule about. I'm going to go ahead and post it from the parade, and after the parade, I'll probably get back on. And if you guys will continue through, I'll ask for a link after the parade's over.
Shit, thanks for going out there all the time. I mean, everywhere that happens in Nevada, you're on top of it, and that's awesome.
I don't know, all 2 times, but yeah, right. Hey, no problem. It's like we're talking about when it's in your backyard, you want to do what you can.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, HDP. And you know, if one of us are still on, that'll be awesome to get the link, be able to talk to you after the parade.
All right, later, fellas.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
DJ, you talked about America 2050 last night.
Yeah, a little bit. With I was trying to get third option because everybody's awake to Agenda 21, and I learned about that 2050 from you guys, and that one scares the shit out of me, to be honest with you.
When I went and looked at it last night after you had said it, because I was laying in bed on a heating pad, fuck the pain meds, and it looks like the government has already allotted all the land to people. That's why they're doing this. All this BLM land and all the forest and all that has been allotted. American 2050 means by the year 2050, America is going to be a controlled. We're going to have mega regions where this much of the population can live and the rest are dead. I mean, seriously, you want to talk about eugenics, it freaks you out, and it's on it. You can look at this website. It completely freaks you out. You can't drive cars or anything. But it looks like they've already allotted the land out to the corporations that want it. So I was looking into that last night, and it kind of freaked me out. So if we fight it, maybe we can win. I don't want that agenda to come into fruition. No. Because Agenda 21 is nothing compared to America 2050. Russia also has Russia 2045. It is a part of America or the Agenda 21 under the UN, but they've named it different things for different countries, like America 2050, Russia 2045. They plan to have theirs implemented. So that's what America 2050 is all about.
Well, I know when Juliana started looking up these gas lines find out what was behind closing down all the BLM land, and it's all over the West where they're going in with these gas wells. And now, I mean, they done this shit 2 years ago, and now we're seeing the land closing and everybody's up in arms. But they do this shit, you know, they'll put these auctions up for the permits. They'll put those things up in the middle of the night and they close them down while everybody's asleep. And now, you know, here's a company that's already paid for it because the BLM, Nevada's BLM made $305,102 off of those permit sales.
You know, Americans have got to get pissed enough to stand up and say, fuck no. And I don't care if you're in the city or not. They've got to stand up and say, and pardon my language, but we're not doing this anymore. This is our land. It is our land. It's right. Not, you want D.C., go frack D.C. That's a country unto itself. But you're not taking this land. And that's how I feel about it. You know, people got to stand up. I mean, we're going to have that tar sand shit. Maybe not. We've had 3 train wrecks in 2 weeks, and I don't know if it was intentional or not. But they were going to bring that that tar sand shit by rail through here. But we've had, like I said, 3 train wrecks here in rural Washington State, right in my county, in 2 weeks. So people are in arms over that. They're not bringing. I don't think the people around here want that shit brought through here. I even did a little video I didn't even feel like doing on it, but I thought that was a good sign because, you know, people don't want it.
Right.
But they'll just bring their paramilitary forces in, and they've got them because there's a reservation that sits in on the border of Mexico and the United States. It's called the Tohono O'odham Nation, and I think they're a trial run, and they're essentially a FEMA camp. They have got paramilitary out there. They can't leave their front doors. They can't do ceremonies without somebody in, you know, their face covered and all kind of military things asking for their papers, or they're really supposed to be on this nation. So I almost think the Tohono O'odham Nation's a trial run for America. And nobody's supporting them. I mean, I try to put the information out, and people just look at it, oh, they're just a bunch of desert dwellers. Well, look what they're doing to them.
Well, see, and that's where people either need to shit or get off the pot. Either you get on board and you figure out, you know what? Not only, see, this goes right back to Occupy Wall Street. When people were, oh, those are just a bunch of freeloading hippies that just want to go take a shit in the town park, it doesn't matter what the fuck they were doing. You support their right to do it, because as soon as you give away their right, you're giving away my right, you're giving away everybody else's rights. You've got to support people's rights. You don't have to agree with what they want to do. But until people can get over that and all of this little candy-ass piss match shit that goes on, You know, you heard.
That's very well put, DJ, and I'm going to interrupt you. Sorry, in order to put it in the agreement, but you know, I had just found last night. I typed in Green Dragon Tavern Chat in YouTube's search thing because I wanted to go find the channel and see what Mule had posted yesterday, his little promo video for that night's chat. And when I did that, underneath the main page for the Green Dragon in the search results was why I'm leaving the Green Dragon Tavern Chat. I had never seen it. Okay, never seen it. And I'm in total agreement with you on the whole, you don't have to like what they say, you just have to agree with their right to say it, because in that was, I mean, that was interesting to watch, but that was my whole point. That was my whole point back in the day of the politically incorrect chat. You know, people think I'm a racist and I'm a bigot and all this shit. No, I just think that everybody have the right to their free speech. I did not agree with the Occupy Wall Street movement. I thought they were a bunch of freeloading hippies. I kind of still do, but I do agree that they had the right to do that shit. And I do agree that, you know, fucking homosexuals have the right to be homosexual. I don't fucking care what you do. And, you know, it's the whole, I think the national flag, if I were president, the national flag would be, don't fuck with me, and I won't fuck with you.
Well, see, and more people just need to fucking get out from under this little, they need to cut the goddamn apron strings.
Right.
And that's what, I mean, we have come a nation that is so dependent on approval from everybody else, from having somebody out there to fucking take care of every little thing that goes wrong for us. People need to learn that they got to stand on their own 2 fucking feet sometime. And, you know, you have all these different groups that want to, I mean, I could give 2 shits what anybody thinks about me. It just don't fucking matter. Nobody out there is that important to where they have that effect on my life. And when people see that, it fucking drives them batshit crazy.
Yeah, you're going against what they believe in. I mean, that's like a true belief system, is what other people think of your opinions.
People really hate it when you just don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sorry I went off a little bit there. I was actually thinking about firing up the dragon myself today until I got an invite, because I was just kind of in a mood.
Well, you guys can keep this running until HDP comes back on. You know, if I'm not here, there's, you know, we're all 4 bartenders. So, and I'm just going to leave my screen on if I end up walking away, just to let you know, because it is, you know, a family day, and we can do both, hopefully, you know. But I want to thank you guys for coming out. Linda, I thought those were great questions to be able to ask him. And yeah, you know, AIM is one of the original domestic terror groups, according to our government, because the fact that our government's never honored a treaty that they've had with the native peoples, right? Who's the real terrorist? Well,
we'll talk about one of the first American school shootings was a Native American school.
Yes, it was.
Shot up by the U.S. government themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my T-shirt is a terrorist shirt. If you guys can see it, it says "Expect resistance" or "Expect." You know what it says. I say it all the time.
Accept existence or
expect resistance.
Yeah, we are ungovernable, and I've gotten comments lately from some people on the Green Dragon have sent me emails, and not you guys, but some people that watch you guys. And that's how I know them. And they are buying the T-shirts and wearing them. And I thought, awesome.
Yeah.
You know, because this is from a Native American group, and they are very active.
Well, as we said, we're all going on the res now, so we're all got a little American Indian in us now.
And we are all on the res. I don't live on a reservation. I have lived on one, and then, my aunt and uncle got off of it, and what they did is made their own reservation, and I lived under them. And they bought 50 acres of land. How they did it, I don't know. And they farmed it, and anybody was welcome there. If you were poor, you could come stay there. It didn't matter your color, whatever. After Vietnam, they did ceremonies to help heal the veterans. They were illegal peyote ceremonies. So, you know, I was raised in a different perspective of life, and it was a good one where you love everybody. It's everybody's planet. We got to respect the planet first, because if we kill it, we're dead. And the corporations are ready to kill it. Fuck it. They don't care.
No. Well, I think
All
they've got
about
their
the
little
dollar.
suite.
Sorry, DJ.
They all think they've got their little suite under Denver International Airport, and everything's going to be fine.
Some big earthquake will crush them. Mother Earth will renew itself.
I know one thing. Anybody that I know in Denver, I can tell them what to look for air vents and shit like that. And them bastards can be taken out just as easy as they want to take us out. So.
Yep. I mean,
That's the great thing about a bullet. It kills indiscriminately.
Don't say that shit live. Great. Now we're all going to be fucking terrorists.
Captain Woolley came out a little bit. Sorry, brother. And if he's watching, no disrespect, just hilarious shit right there.
Yeah, just busting your balls, buddy. And we all are domestic terrorists.
Don't break another.
What?
Now, hey guys, I want to ask you something. This is kind of off topic. Somebody told me just to punch our name in. I don't use Google as a search engine, but I just put, our website, E. Kenny and Linda in there. And not only did we come up in a lot of different nations, because I know that No War Not My Name did, but Green Dragon chats, I saw every one of the chats that we've commented on is up on different websites. Did you guys know that was happening?
I'm not surprised, but I didn't know it.
No, I didn't know it either. But yeah, I'm not surprised, dude.
Well, I know how my videos work on YouTube, and mostly the ones that are not political, right? The other ones before I woke up, those things are all over so many sites link it to their websites, and you can click and watch the video from there. So yeah, it's a common practice, and with the dragon gaining a little bit in popularity, it's bound to happen, which is good actually, because you're gonna get more viewership that way eventually.
Well, I found out one of our videos I just typed in because someone told me to, and it showed us under our county, and there's a judge talking about how we should love our slavery, and then the next video was me talking the opposite, and I'm thinking, oh fuck. So
love our slavery. Wow.
But this is what happens, and we're gonna have to understand that it's great that the message is getting disseminated. If they use us as the way to do it, great. That's awesome, right? Because that means the message is getting out there. But the other side of that coin is we have to understand that by doing so, we're putting our heads in nooses on the chopping block, whatever metaphor you want to use. That by being the people that speak out, we're going to be the one, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? Well, the nail that's sticking up gets the hammer, right? So when shit starts going bad, right, they're going to be coming for us too. Now, we're not nothing, right? We're not, I'm not saying we're fucking, the PLO or the IRA or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Red Army Brigade, whatever. I can go down the list of real places, and not just I stay away from the Middle East. Why? Because that's one big fucking nightmare and half lie anyway. So, because Al-Qaeda was made by the United States government to do the United States government's bidding.
Right. We created that Frankenstein monster, didn't we?
Right. But when you start saying that, you're a conspiracy theorist and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sick of that fucking word from a ton of people who just can't accept the truth. Anyway.
Well, you guys, I think people are waking up. I mean, I had the most just enlightening thing happen to me at a doctor's office. I think I did a video on it. Where I went.
You think you did a video?
I think so. I was so excited. I think I did maybe 3 and then put one of them up. I should have took my camera into the doctor's office, but you don't usually take your camera into a doctor's office. And this was a neurologist, and when we got in there, Kenny and I sat down, and there was a guy talking with a guy across from him about the state of this political thing, and one guy's older and one guy is our age. And I had to get in on the conversation, so I moved across the room, and that guy must have watched our videos or y'all's videos or somebody's, and he said, let that lady talk. I hadn't said a word. So I put my 2 cents worth in, and we get loud. It gets a loud conversation going, and we're all on the same page. And this man is from Germany. I suspect he was from Israel, you know, an Israelite guy. But he doesn't like the way things are going, not with Israel, with anything. And people came in and started listening to it. Some would walk out and say, we'll be outside. But we were so loud that some people stayed and got in the conversation, and some people went outside because they couldn't handle it. And it was like, it was like walking into a Twilight Zone into that. And
that right there, yeah, people walking out, that's people staying ignorant because they don't want to. They don't want to know. Their heads in the sand by choice.
The thing was, though, you don't usually in a doctor's office, people are either bitching about their illness or, you know, or there's a TV going in there. There was no TV in this thing. It was actually, like I said, walking into a Twilight Zone, and I was impressed because people are waking up. I mean, they're talking about the same things we're talking about. The government's got to go. We've got to change it somehow. And I think, you know, like I said, if shit hit the fan, I would have been in good hands with me, Kenny, and those 2 other people. If it was to hit the fan right then and there, we all would have had something to add. So in those kind of ways, I see people waking up. And then, again, I can walk around my neighborhood, which isn't a neighborhood. I live in a rural area, and there's some dumbass people here. And that's what gets me.
Well, I think, you know, we've all heard about the government paying people to come through and troll the shit out of everything and try to do the disinforming. But I think they're having to employ more and more of those, because I think there are more people that are actually seeing through it. And I wish that there was something that a person could do, just a download that would let you know if it was a bot or if it was a real person. Because they have those computer bots that just blow shit up with this information.
You're exactly right, and me and you talked about it, DJ, because I asked, how do so many people get all these views? And you showed me, you sent me that thing of how you can get free whatever viewers. You remember? That was a long time ago. So you know they've got those bots. I still have that thing you sent me where every time I talk, it sends something radical to the FBI, you know, where you troll the FBI.
Yeah, like
I've never turned it off.
Mine's running.
So I know I'm hostile, considered still a hostile Indian.
Hell, I've been considered hostile my whole damn life. So, you know.
I believe that, Mule. I've listened to you. You sound like some people I would have probably hung around with.
Not me. I'm a peace lover.
I love peace too. The problem is when you disturb my peace, then I have to.
Yeah, I can take a lot of crap. Even when I was a kid and getting picked on in school and stuff, I would take a lot of crap. You know, and people would think that that was an open invitation, but eventually it got to a point, and then there was no small response. You know, it was I'm taking it, and full on. You know, I'm gonna kick your ass and take you down. And they always were so surprised when that shit hit. You know, because like, well, I thought you weren't like that. Yeah, well, you keep poking the bear. One of these days, he's gonna bite you.
That's it. I am a peace-loving person, and I would love to see peaceful resolve. I don't expect it, but there's a thing. Once you disturb the peace, then you've got to become unpeaceful. You know.
There's only so much you can take before it gets too much.
We have
Yep.
some people out there. Let me do a quick shout out because a lot of people are starting to come in wanting to understand the Grass March update. So I'm going to start with Caregivers 7751, Joel's Quantum Heart Logic, Headley 321, and Fran Dean. She said, we're being asked, where is the Grass March info? We did have it earlier. Thanks for joining us the 10 minutes ago when you came in or started commenting. And at times, we're not a news organization, so we're not going to keep the constant, updates of what's going on because we don't have them continuously. Right now, the citizen journalist that's sharing this with us, High Desert Pioneer, is involved in the parade and helping out on the ground right now. And he's taking video with his GoPro, and we'll be posting it. I'll be posting it on the Green Dragon Chats community and on the Stand with the Battle Mountain group on Facebook. So, and he'll be posting on his website and on his YouTube page, his YouTube channel, and his G Plus page. So that's to let you know. Right now, they're going through the parade. They're going to be doing a press conference and doing a lot of media, like kind of a little media thing to help continue pushing the narrative along. HDP is going to be trying to talk to Native Americans that are there, the people that are participating, and he's already gotten a chance to speak to one of the county commissioners from Elko that started the march off from the courthouse in Elko to where they are right now. So hopefully that gives you guys the quick update on what's going on out at on the Grass March. We've decided that being we are not media, that it would be hard for HDP can get better information. Well, he decided, we just talked about it, but that he can get better information by filming it and posting it after the fact than we could going continuously live, right? Because we're not media. We're the citizens of North America, of the United States. He's a citizen of Nevada, out there doing the groundwork to get it done. Because we all stand against the overreach of this government. So, in whatever form it takes anymore, because we all have to stand together or we're going to hang alone. We all heard the old poem from the Jew. First they came for this one, that one, and then the other, and then finally they came for me. That the man came up with during the Nazi regime. So we have to stand with everybody, like DJ was talking. We have to stand with the right of people to be able to assemble and have their grievances, the First Amendment, to be able to address their grievances to the government and not be shit on just because you don't actually agree with what they're saying. They still have the right to be able to do it. We have to start standing as Americans with the citizens to empower the citizens, or we really are going to end up in a fucking bloodbath. The bloodbath we talk about and warn about all the time. Nobody wants it, but we have to prepare for it, right? We hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So.
Well, if we don't start coming together, it's going to be exactly that. Because I know how many times isn't it that you hear somebody will say, just start fucking shooting. Well, guess what? If you don't know who the fuck you're shooting at, whose side, how do you pick sides like that?
You just watch some movie videos. You know who to shoot. He's got a list.
Fuck, we might be on that list.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to get off here for a minute, but I might jump back on in a little bit.
Yeah, I hope you do.
I will try for sure.
All right, thanks for joining us, Linda. I understand, the pain of being tortured here lately. So I want to let you know you've been in our prayers and send our love from me and the family out to you and Kenny. And go get better, okay?
I will, I promise.
So, hey, Sting.
Yeah.
I know this is off topic, so anybody who's who wants to. We will give you Grass March updates as soon as we get them. We're going to try and stay on air until after the parade, so HDP can give us a quick update between him uploading video and pictures. If you keep an eye on HDP's G Plus page, High Desert Pioneer, all one word, capitals on the H, the D, and the P. Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, if you pay attention to his page, he is posting pictures up. Same with his Twitter page. And guess what? The Green Dragon's on Twitter too. So when I can remember to post shit on there, which I got to start doing, right, you're going to find out more information on there too. So
Cool.
Just to be able to let you know where, you know, some of the people in the Dragon have jobs, some are unemployed, but none of us are journalists. None of us are, you know, anything other than concerned citizens. So we do our best. That's all I can tell you. But Stinger, that's the general update. So you were going to start up a Dragon anyway, right?
I was thinking about it, but then, you know, you were already doing it, so.
Right. But you obviously had some kind of topic on your head. So is there anything you want to bring up here?
It was just going to be a basic thing of, you know, kind of an introduction, one of those hour-long things by myself kind of thing with just, I think it would be really cool if we all did a what we believe in kind of video of ourselves, you know, like take a moment and just say what your stance is on stuff and things like that, because, you know, people have called me racist and bigot and all this stuff, and I wanted to kind of address that, and, you know, they think that I'm okay with, I was also called a religious zealot, which is kind of funny. So I was going to, you know, address some of that. I think, you know, as I said before, if I ran this country, it would be don't fuck with my rights to live and be happy, and I won't fuck with yours. The whole don't tread on me thing, right? It just means freedom, true freedom, is just that. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't violate somebody else's freedom to do whatever the fuck they want. And right there, this country could be run on that principle alone.
Yeah, it really could. It should be. It should be. And I think that may be a great thing. Maybe we'll talk to all the bartenders and see if we can each give a little piece and put it together as the intro video for the Dragon.
I don't know about an intro. That'd be pretty long, but I mean, like, my whole gay rights issue. I do believe that there is a gay agenda. I don't think that gays should not be able to be gay or have butt sex all day long. Two consenting adults, do what you want, you know? And yeah, I do think that if they're not old enough to consent, then of course that's wrong. But I don't fucking care. You want to get married? Get married. I don't fucking care. You want, you know, but you shouldn't be able to come to my church and make my pastor, against his will, marry you because he believes it's wrong in the Bible. If he believes it's wrong in the Bible to do that, then that's his right to not do that. And what we have now in my local church is a push to make them have to do it. That's fucking with my rights, or his rights technically, right? So I'm not cool with that. You want to get married under a justice of peace or a pastor who is willing to do it, fine by me, but don't make a pastor do it, right? I do think there's a push in the media for homosexuality, and it is the new norm. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to do that. I'm just saying there is one.
Right. And part of that, not just with the push to make religious people do what they don't want to do if it doesn't hurt anybody else, which it doesn't, right? They're also pushing these days, they're trying to curb free speech, right? That's what all these hate speech laws are and shit like that. They're changing the definition of free speech. And here in the Dragon, we understand that each individual, is responsible for what we say, just like we're responsible for what we do, right? But this is a free speech place for the most part, maybe not 100% anymore because I've kicked some people to the curb and they get butthurt over it, but for the most part, we are a free speech zone where you are allowed to say whatever you want to say, but you're going to be responsible for those fucking words.
Right. Now, getting back on what I was saying, Awesome point. Awesome point, Mule. But back on to what I was saying, one thing I do have a problem with the gay agenda and even some of the other shit is that it's in so much media and it's targeting certain people who shouldn't be targeted. It's targeting the children. You watch any Disney movie, any child movie, you know, and it's got that shit. Not just the gay stuff, all right? But recently there was a few movies that I watched that were pushing anti-big business, anti-big oil. Now we can have that debate, you and me, right? We can go back and forth if big business should even be around and all that. But should that shit be in a movie designed for a 6-year-old? You know, and what that is it's a captive audience for an hour and a half where they have an hour and a half to basically influence this kid's life from now on. Now, later on when they're older, they're going to be watching a news program about big business or big oil, and they've already been programmed to have an opinion on that that's the bad guy. Now, as I said, we can have that debate if that's the bad guy or not. That's fine because we're adults and we have that brain power. But what's happening is the kid won't even remember that they watched that movie a long time ago that had that, you know, propaganda in it. All of a sudden, they just remember that, oh yeah, that guy's got to be bad. You know, they don't know why. They don't remember that it was from a movie, or actually not just one movie, multiple movies out there, and they're being brainwashed at a young age. And that really pisses me off. So whether it be gay agenda, big business, fucking pro-Second Amendment, shouldn't be fucking in a 6-year-old movie. I should be able to take my kid to a movie for the entertainment alone, not having to re-educate them after watching the movie, saying, you see this? They're trying to program you. I have to fucking explain that to my kids about all the fucking propaganda in all the films nowadays, not to mention the music industry and the TV. It pisses me off. Other things, let's see. I'm a racist. No, I'm not a racist. You know, I like to play the racist, especially with WM Warriors, because it's funny as hell. But I don't fucking know what color you are. You have every right to anything I do. Religious zealot. You know how many times I've been pissing and moaning to people who are anti-God about how, well, because they say, well, you know, God says you can have slaves, and God says you can have, you know, women be as servants and shit like that. No, men say that shit, okay? How many bad, evil things have been done in the name of God? Allah, fucking Buddhism, whatever, all right? Evil shit done by evil people in the name of good or in the name of God, I don't agree with, right? But I don't think that makes me an a zealot or whatever you want to call it. I think you have a right to be whatever religion you want to be, and I'm not saying you're going to hell because you worship Allah or worship Buddha. You're not going to hell. I don't know that. It's not up to me to know that. You know, that's the whole do not judge lest thee be judged shit. So I don't judge. You know, if you ask me what I think about that situation, I'll tell you. And then there's the whole pushing religion out of schools. You know, we gotta please the one atheist and ruin it for everybody else who might actually believe. And then we could go on to that topic. I could go on to that topic for a while, but I'm tired of talking for this moment. So.
Did you get that spleen vented?
I'm getting there, man. There's just one.
That's okay, and you know, and that's the Dragon. Part of what the Dragon is about too is the fact that it is a free speech zone. We get multiple views together, multiple colors, multiple religions, multiple sexes. Right? It doesn't matter what you are. We come in and we discuss what we see as going bad or wrong in the country, and that's hence where we got the name, right? The the headquarters of the revolution back in Boston from our history, you know. So, and that's the thing is everybody's so busy being victims or wanting to be ass hurt all the time over, I'm annoyed at that statement, I don't agree with it, so it's thereby bad and now we have to ban it. Well, that's not fucking America. That's not the dream of America. That's not the thought of America, you know.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous at this point where you and I disagree all the time on religion, on politics, on everything left and right. But what do we have? That human respect for each other and the ability, the desire to either to discuss it to where even though we're staunch in our positions, we bring good points back and forth to the table and are able to, you know, change certain portions of our opinions, right? I used to be I didn't see the gay agenda until people pointed it out to me, and now I do see it. And the liberals know it. I mean, we you know, fucking Bill Maher called it the gay mafia, right? And the liberals just laughed that off. Why? Because Bill Maher's their god. Right? Anybody else brings that shit up and you're demonized, right? Left and right. It's like, wasn't it Harry Reid that said Barack Obama was a well-spoken Negro and he doesn't speak like them or whatever? And they just roll on by that shit. And yet, if it came out of the mouth of somebody with an R before their name, they're ready to string them up.
Yeah. And the same thing with the Republicans to the Democrats. You know, you hear about that statement all the time from the Republicans about how he said that.
Yeah, but look if you want a perfect example of Harry Reid saying it, look at when Cliven Bundy said it.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, they wanted to throw him under the bus, crucify him.
Well, yeah, and all over Fox News, they were playing that whole thing with Harry Reid calling Obama a light-skinned Negro with a white dialogue. But, you know, as I said, and this, you know, this is kind of who I am and what I believe. I believe that, you know, do whatever you want. You want to have that gay agenda, fine. But the problem I have with the gay agenda is their target audience is children. They're putting it in all sorts of kids shows, kids movies. They're educating kids about homosexuality in grade school. I mean, they're doing this to program them into believing a way that they want them to believe, knowing that most parents nowadays send their kids to school, don't know what the fuck is going on in school, sit them in front of a TV, a movie, whatever, and then walk away and do their own thing, and aren't involved in their children's lives at all. And by the time they're, you know, in high school, they're already programmed the way they want them to be programmed. It is a very devious way of getting people on your side. Instead of arguing the facts, they come out with global warming on fucking kid shows, and then later on, when the kid's older, totally believes it, that it's science fact. There's nothing left to prove. It's fact.
See, and I think the gay agenda is only a step into legalizing pedophilia, because California, they got the
Manfla or Manfla?
No, they've got a deal on the books where they're trying to make sex with kids a sexual preference and not a crime.
Well, and you know, there's another agenda going on, DJ, kind of to that point. A long time ago, we wouldn't allow Utah to become a state because they still believed in, what is that, polygamy?
Polygamy.
Yeah. Right, so we didn't allow them to be a state. They went ahead and denounced that, and then we allowed them to be a state. But just up to what, maybe 10 years ago, that was still a big no-no. And most polygamy families are with kids, children, right? That's still to this day. But what do we see on TV? My sister wives, and all this shit, where it's consenting adults. You know, and as I said, if it's consenting adults, I don't fucking care. But that's not really what's going on. That might be, you know, 1 in 100, whatever. But most of those polygamy relationships are with younger children and really older fucking men. But they don't put that on the TV because that's not PC. They want to put this on the sister wives because, well, they're all consenting adults. And you know what? I agree. If they're all consenting adults, do your thing. But they're trying to make that the norm again. And it kind of ties in with the whole, you know, maybe next time it's going to be a 90-year-old man with an 18-year-old boy. He's going to be legal age, but it's going to be like right there on the cusp of it, right? And it's just a show like that would then promote an older man with a younger boy but not, so much to where it would upset the public. But it gets you programmed. It gets you start thinking, well, it's okay because they're both consenting. Nevada used to be, it used to be 18 years or older, is consent. If you're 18 and your girlfriend is 17, you're a fucking sexual predator now. And nowadays, they dropped that, especially in Nevada. I don't know if they've done it in other places too, but now it's 16. Fucking now 13 years old, if my daughter gets pregnant, my doctor doesn't have to tell me. My doctor, at that point, will say, well, she's, free to,
Right to choose.
something like that, yeah, where now that she's been, emancipated, she's been emancipated, that I don't have a right to know about it at 13.
No, that's fucked. Now,
Yeah, welcome to the new America, and they wonder why it's being destroyed internally, because that's the only way you're going to kill a great nation like this once was. With all its bad things, our nation was never a good nation, not saying it wasn't great.
It had great ideas, it was founded on great principles, but never implemented correctly all the time at any one time.
Right, because people are ultimately, we've said it, we're fallible and corruptible. Anyway, this picture you're seeing is one of the pictures HDP just posted on his website. I asked him to grab for me. This is the lead mule in the mule team that's going to be pulling the chuck wagon behind them as they're riding to Carson City. So, and he kind of looks like me with all the damn gray hair. So,
all right. All he's missing is a little goatee. That's all he's missing.
They probably trimmed it off just for the ride. You had to make him look good.
Right.
Now
I have a question. I kind of heard it be touched upon a few times, I think, last night. How long is this ride? Is it just the day, or is it longer?
No, it's still Friday.
Okay.
So,
is HDP planning on being out there the entire time, or what?
No, he's going to go home, and they're going to be hitting sometime Thursday. They should be hitting right around his home area. So, hopefully we'll be able to, him and Rebel are going to try and give us updates as they get closer to them. But
Rebel's doing something?
Yeah. Yes. But we're going to be trying to continue updates all during the week,
Right.
So
that's cool.
But yeah, he's going to stick around for today and then drive home because it is, tomorrow's work and we all live, we all have lives.
Right.
So we're going to try and keep up with it because this is not like the same, it's similar but not yet to the extent of the Bundy Ranch situation to where firearms are drawn on citizens.
They don't have that many people there, though, too, do they?
No, not yet. Hopefully we can get more. Hopefully we can bring more and more attention to it. That's why we're doing this because, I'd love if we had somebody out in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Utah that was able to do the same thing that, HDP is doing, or if we could meet these people that are already doing it, but like HDP is doing in Nevada. He's trying to keep on top of them as best he can while keeping his family fed and doing his job and being the father that he is and all the rest of it. You got to remember, he's taking time away from his family to do these things. So
it's great. What's hard about this kind of stuff, right, is he's doing this in his free time, and tyranny is a full-time job that you get paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're a tyrant, you're not going to get paid to be an anti-tyrant or somebody who fights it. And unfortunately, that's just how it's always been.
Yeah, and it's up to us to we the people to stand up. And I think that HDP is an awesome example of an American standing up. So is everybody participating in all these things all across the nation, the ones that we're not even seeing. So it'd be nice if we could, see more from all over and every one of them, but we can't, so we're working with what we got. And HDP's out there, man, just standing for all of us, just like every other person who's protested against the government at all times, even when we don't agree with them. They're out there standing for all the people of this nation. So I'll shut up now and stop back.
I don't really have much to add. I kind of got all of what I wanted to get out. So my problem is it's halfway in between this boring ass chat where you guys were all muted there for a while. Nobody's gonna fucking watch it.
That's all right.
Alright. I don't want to give any credit or shout out to any assholes anyway. The enlightened one, you know, he's so enlightened, so must be nice. But yeah, it's funny because I didn't even notice that shit until just recently by accident. That tells you how much pull that guy's opinion has.
Yeah, at least with me. I still haven't watched it, but the funny thing is, and that's the problem with the whole country, is people are willing to squash other people's rights in the name of enlightenment, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're so enlightened you can't even think bad thoughts any longer. You know?
Yeah.
Let alone speak something that I disagree with, because if I disagree with it, well then what is it? It's not insulted. I don't even remember the word at the moment because kids and stuff running around here. But you know, everybody just gets ass hurt over everything, and by them being ass hurt, that means you shouldn't ever be able to say that again, or do that again, or think that again, because I'm ass hurt. That makes it your problem.
Well, you know what? Let's break that down just a step farther. What it comes down to is just a simple case of either you believe and you think exactly like I do, or else I'm going to devote the next 3 months of my life into however I can try to bash you, I will.
Yep.
Because that's really what it comes down to.
Right. And I'd made a great comment on when he was going on and on and on, and I didn't watch the whole thing because it was like 30 minutes, right? But I did remember the comment that I had left on that chat that night that he was referencing, and I just had to give myself a little pat on the back again for that one because it was so witty. I enjoyed that. And he says that it got deleted, but then, as you pointed out, because I think you said that in his video, he says that he's the one that fucking deleted it, which was hilarious. The comment.
Well, the thing I would like to know is on New Year's Eve, you decide to devote your whole evening to a fucking video. You have nobody that, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but when I was in my, I ain't even, it's still now. I want to bring in the new year nut deep. I could give a shit about making a fucking video unless it's one I'm going to watch.
Maybe. I mean, I've done that. That's easy. You just set up the camera and turn it on and just watch. You know, you don't even have to look at the camera after a little bit. But, no. It just, one of those things struck me as kind of funny. And I definitely wanted to get that out there because, you know, it wasn't just him. There were a few others that I don't really give a shit about. But, you know, for those people out there watching, I thought this would be a great opportunity to tell them kind of like how I believe, what I believe in. What I believe in is basically, you know, you have the right to do whatever you want as long as you don't come after my rights to do whatever I want. And if we all lived like that, damn, this would be a much different country. You want to do all the drugs you want? Fine. You want to commit suicide? Fine. I don't fucking care. You know, you want to speed going 120 down the road of a 25-mile-an-hour roadway? Go for it. But if you do something wrong, crash into somebody and violate their rights, then you're accountable to that. This world is not a safe place. You can get rid of all the guns, and then there's knives. You get rid of all the knives, and you can't cook, right? And you can't do much else, but you still got rocks. You still got fucking bombs. You're going to outlaw fucking bleach and some Windex because that you can make a bomb from common household items. You know, you can't regulate or make shit illegal enough to make this world a safe place. And trying to make this world a safer place is just making it less free.
It makes it that much more dangerous because we all see what happens when you have the no-gun zones.
Yeah.
Where do people that have their head up their ass, where did they try to go to? Someplace that they can't get hurt while they're trying to inflict everything.
You know, I was watching Tony's video at the Hoover Dam, and I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Because I was planning on going up, well, I'm trying to be able to go up there for the 4th of July, and I don't know if I'll be able to because I'm going to this trip on Kansas, so I'm going to be kind of depleted on funds, but now I got to worry about finding a different route to Nevada because it's got fucking, you know, they're going to search your car possibly, right? It's only a possibility, and that you're not supposed to be bringing guns across. What the fuck? Arizona to Nevada, I thought that was a pretty easy shot, you know, gun state, borders. But apparently not. I'm going to have to figure something out on that because I ain't coming unarmed, man. I'm bringing the whole goddamn arsenal when I do. That'll be interesting. Now I'm going to probably worry about that a little bit with going to Kansas. I got to go through New Mexico, which I'm worried about. Texas, which I'm kind of worried about. Oklahoma, not so much. And then Kansas, not so much. But, you know, there's no border checkpoints around here in Arizona anyway, at least, you know, from county to county. I know Justin, the guy from Alaska, he was asking me about that when I went down to, before I went to Tucson, he was asking me if there was, you know, checkpoints that I'd be having to stop at. I don't think so. Not since the last time I went down to Tucson, and I haven't been down there for shit since the 90s, but I mean, I've been all over the northern part of Arizona and never had anything like that. So, and sure enough, there was nothing, you know, no problems going down there. But, you know, I haven't crossed the border in a car with a firearm. And I don't even remember if I have, actually, so this should be interesting.
Does Kansas live, I don't want to know what town or anything, but is he up on the north end of the state or down by Wichita?
Right on the corner of the southeast. Like, he's only about maybe an hour out of Joplin, Missouri.
Okay. So, yeah, fuck, okay, I understand your route now.
Yeah, I-40 for the most part.
I was just thinking if from Phoenix, if you jumped up into Farmington, New Mexico, came over to Durango and took Durango across.
Go through Colorado?
Yeah. Bypass Texas and Oklahoma. But
well,
I don't think that would save you a lot.
The smartest thing to do would be keep all your firearms unloaded, except the one you're going to keep in the, you know, on your person kind of thing.
Right.
Keep them unloaded and stored in the trunk. And
I plan on keeping the guns unloaded, but the magazines are going to be fully loaded.
Yeah, magazines as long as they're detached from a gun or nothing, right? Mm-hmm. So keep the guns unloaded, and being you don't live in a state that has a concealed carry permit, right? You lose your constitution. You lose your constitutional rights the second you leave the borders. So be aware of that and do what you're going to do as a free man, right?
Yep.
But just be aware, like we constantly are talking about all the time, it's our responsibility, right? So if we're going to live by the shall not be infringed part of the Second Amendment, well, then you take the responsibility of dealing with law enforcement because they don't believe in that. So.
Yep, I know. Take your chances. I figure if I get pulled over and he sees a trunk full of saw mags and drum magazines and 40-round extended, I just like, where's the nearest mall or / school?
Yeah, and if you're actually going to do that, even as a joke, let me know beforehand so I can delete everything I know about you.
Fuck that! I'm gonna go live on the Dragon, man. I got fucking hotspot mobility, hotspots, so I can.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely crash and burn that, won't we? Anyway, well, we're all in the res and we're all domestic terrorists now, anyway. But you know, with that whole thing with the asshole in California, and then with my senator, the first thing coming out of his mouth is, we have to monitor and regulate and probably do away with YouTube. You know?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dickie Durbin. You know, and it amazes me, the people of Illinois, they keep electing this cocksucker, and his name is Dick. What the fuck do you think he is? A dick.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway. Look, I'm going to keep this mule picture up. It's much better than seeing me rage.
I like it how they're still trying to push anti-gun on this shit when half of the people that died were knifed and stabbed to death.
I want to push the anti-BMW thing.
Right?
You know, because he actually injured more people with his Beamer than anything else. You know. So, I love how they count his suicide in as part of the shooting spree.
Well, they have to. He hardly killed anybody. You know, they're trying to get every fucking person they can. I mean, if somebody accidentally stumbled in the street like a couple blocks down and passed away, they probably count that too. Guy died of a heart attack because of the screeching tires surprised him. Oh, he killed him.
Yeah.
Cops, you know, I mean, look at New York when the cops shot that one guy. Well, they tried to shoot the one guy. They shot most of the pedestrians, and then they're trying to blame that guy on all the people the cops shot.
Yeah.
Well, if you hadn't done that, they wouldn't have had to shoot. No, if they had taken an actual class and figured out how to operate a firearm, maybe they wouldn't have shot, you know, pedestrians all the way around his ass. Fucking idiot.
But it's his fault because he was having a mental episode.
Well, it's never the cops' fault, even when they bust into the wrong house and shoot the wrong family.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a subject for a whole different chat. Do you guys want to try and leave this running until HTP comes back? Oh, shit, we got 35 people. Hi, 35 people. Let me shout out the room.
Yeah, do that.
Right? Update and everything. I didn't even look. I'm slacking because I'm actually supposed to be out doing stuff with my family. So, and yes, Jennifer Young, homosexuality does not equal pedophilia. There are more pedophiles that are not homosexual than there are ones that are homosexual. And most of pedophilia is more about power than sex anyway. Just like rape. Most rape is really not as much to do with about sex as people think. It has to do with everything about dominance, control, and power. But it's the same thing. It's the sick mind that the only cure I know for those sick minds, rapists, pedophiles, and all the rest, is you know, runs at about 1,200 feet per second and weighs anything between 115 and 230 grains.
I saw an anti-gun poster, right? Or what? Maybe it wasn't a poster. It was a post on Facebook or something. The person was saying, oh, it was you know, like a meme or whatever, and it said, rape only lasts for a couple minutes, death lasts forever. And it was about don't have a firearm and just allow the rape to happen, because if you have a firearm, most likely you're going to lose that firearm and he's going to use it on you and kill you. So you should just sit there, take the rape, and wait until it's over.
No, it was the way the reason why they did that, and it was the Braiding campaign, and I don't know if it was a true one that did it, but it was put out there, and it was, you shouldn't kill the rapist, right?
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, it wasn't that the rapist will take the gun and kill you. No, it's that you shouldn't kill the rapist because he's still a living organism and has the right to life, even though he's destroying yours.
That is totally worse than I thought it was now.
Yeah. Well, let me shout out the room like I was going to. Jay Watt's out there. What's up, Jay Watt? Joel's Quantum Heart Logic. Zed Collins. No-No's out there. Let's see. I need some boots on the ground info from the grass march ride, like an exact location and a safety report of the rider. Riders are doing fine. They're taking good care of the horses. Where are they right now? They're in Carlin doing a parade, and like I said earlier, about to do a PR event. And the reason why we're staying on and babbling as much as we are is because HDP's out there, and he is going to give us an update just before they start riding the next leg of their trip. So, Jason Brumsfeld out there, Ken Bob is out there, Mike DeLuca is out there, Headley's still out there, Jennifer Young. I hope I answered your question, Jenny, if you're still listening. Caregiver 7751, Kevin the Tack Daddy's out there. and he prayed at the church this weekend. Awesome. He calls the church attack, but that's fine. I'm working with that. Juliana's out there just listening. Juliana Moore, for everybody who doesn't know Juliana. Partisan Republic is out there. Truth Seeker. Let's see. 11 Bra 11.
11 Deborah.
Oh, Deborah 11. Thank you. Anyway, old. Sorry about that. 11 Deborah 11. Boy, I bet she hates when I fuck that name up. That's Third Op. Third Op was out there. Third Op, you know how to get in. If you need a link, let one of us know, because trust me, I'm trying to do stuff too, so with the family. Wannabe 24 Live is out there. Thanks for joining us. Wild Iron Horseman's out there. What's up, Wild Iron? Ford Rocks 1986. Brian Kyle. Tactical Tony's watching. Joe Cool Flyer. Everybody said hi to Linda. She's gone, though. Tells you how last time I watched this, I read off the thing. Derek Ward's out there. Old Bags out there. G Mangoes was out there. He had split to go do family stuff. And if I'm not caught up, well, sorry. Didn't shout you out. So we're trying to stick around, like I said, until after the parade, which should be finishing up here in about 20 minutes. We're going to get an update, a report, and then I'm out for the rest of the day. I'm just out. I need to walk away from it. So if anybody else wants to keep it going after that, there's more power to it. Bartenders can start it up at any time. So if you are a Green Dragon person, like I said, for continuous updates, pay attention to HDP's G Plus channel. Pay attention to the Green Dragon Tavern Chats community, because I'm going to try to keep up with it and post all that stuff on there. And go check out Stand with Battle Mountain on Facebook, because the same posts that are getting on the G Plus is also going to try to be posted there to disseminate the information better. And now I'll end with my current babble and let the guys rip me to shreds.
Yeah, that was horrible shout out, Mule. That was just damn horrible. That's the best ripping to shreds I've got for you.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So, and you know, it's so easy to think, you know, freedom is a bitch, right? It's so much easier to be controlled. It was, you know, everybody knows, especially when you're an adult, you look back on your childhood, you know, with, at least if you had a decent one, let's say, but you look back on it and think about how easy it was when you were a child, because your parents made all your decisions for you, right? But once you become an adult, that's when the hard when you have to make your own decisions, that's when it gets, and a good parent teaches you, you know, on step by step along the way how to make decisions, and hopefully how to make good ones. Yeah. So, you know, it's so easy for all of us to just want to be able to drop back into that mode of let somebody else take care of us rather than doing it ourselves. So,
government.
Yeah, well, government becomes daddy and mommy. Stephen Moliere, I think that's the dude's name, right? The anarchist, dropped a good video last night where he was talking to a one-time feminist, and it's just a real interesting conversation. If anybody wants to watch it, I recommend it.
Cool.
Like I said, a lot of activity in the house. That's why this mule looks better than me anyway. So.
At least it's not the ass end of the ass.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to post those pictures later, fucker. Anywho, so hey, Deej.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be doing? Every comment I've seen really likes the camping videos you put up from this weekend. Is that your main camping spot, or do you move around your area?
Oh, we have. I think we may camp in the one spot maybe once or twice a year. We have one spot, and that's a spot that never gets video.
Good. Well, that's probably the important spot.
Yeah. But for the most part now we have, well, hell, we've got 300 lakes up here. 200 of them have fish in them. So, I mean, there's just no reason to, it's not like we're committed to if we want to go fishing, well, we've got to go to this one lake so we can fish or anything like that. But
What do you do?
Squirt it in there. Here, just, here. Watch me load the Zippo so you can do it from now on yourself. Right? Not hard to fill a Zippo. Sorry, guys, you caught me to bed. Daughter comes over and hands me the Zippo and says, "My Zippo you gave me, Daddy, is empty. How do you fill this thing? I'm a disposable girl."
I like my bags, thank you very much.
Everybody does. They're easy. You throw them away. Zippos are different. You have real fire in a Zippo. All right, let the excess fluid dry off and you should be fine. And now you know how to do it from now on. So, oh man, I can't, I'd love to see some fishing videos from you. I mean, I tried to show a little bit yesterday on my walk video. Somebody had thrown what they call the small fish on the side of the bank, and it really is like a 7-pound fish. They're calling it small. So they're getting some big stuff out of the Illinois River, that's for sure.
what's it, a cat?
No, I think it was the Asian carp, which is another racist term, I guess, because nobody likes the fucking fish.
Well, there is, I know we used to have a pond. In fact, the place that we was buying when I got hurt that we ended up losing, it had the Chinese grass carp in it, and that's actually what they're called. So, I mean, it's not like they were imported over here from China, and that's what the fuck they are. So people can pull their panties up and get over a fucking name.
Well, remember, that's part of the overall big giant butt hurt anymore of, anytime somebody says anything that you don't like, you're accused of being a racist, a bigot, religious zealot, whatever,
Right.
So, and, the Asian carp are an invasive species. Most of them came over in the ballast tanks of cargo ships, and that's how they invaded the Great Lakes, and that's how they invaded the Mississippi River, and have now invaded a lot of the tributaries to both and from both. That's why we have a horrible Asian carp problem here on the Illinois River. Sometimes it's funny because, boats go by, it agitates them, and they jump 8 feet in the air and smack people in the face.
I've seen videos of those fish. I think they were down in Florida, though, where they were going by in those little flat-bottom duck boats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and them fucking fish are jumping across in front of them and all of that kind of shit. And next thing you know, some guy gets flapped up beside the head and his fucking hat goes flying. His sunglasses are wrapped around his neck. And
no, that was actually, if I know that video, that came from down in southern Illinois, down by Peoria on the Illinois River where it widens out.
Uh-huh.
On a hot summer day. So.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know the video you're talking about. And actually, back when the economy was doing way better and we had a boat, the kids almost got knocked out tubing one year a couple of times from just after the boat passed, that they would hop up and the people on the tube would almost get nailed.
That'd be pretty wild.
It's kind of funny sometimes. And there are times that people have gotten hurt. So.
Yeah. Well, I tried to talk the kids into going fishing today instead of sitting around the house, but they were being little candy asses. They said, "Oh, well, we're tired. That was a long camping trip, and I'm tired. We need a day to rest." And I was like, "Suck it up, Buttercup. Let's get the hell out of the house." But you can see how much pull I have because I lost out.
Oh, so that's who Fran Dean is. Thanks for joining us, Fran Dean. Now I understand why you wanted a little more of an update. Fran Dean, right, is the person who is asking for more clarification and more of a March update, is part of the Stand with Battle Mountain group over in the Facebook, and they have skin in the game, but they can't participate today. So maybe they're further along in the leg of the trip or whatever, and so they're just not getting as current of updates as possible. That's why they were out there. Welcome to you, Fran Dean. Thanks for joining us here at the Dragon. And like I said, if HDP don't show up within like the next 15, 20 minutes, we're just going to shut it down, and we'll give you updates as best as possible. And we will continue to tell this story and continue to push it and talk about it for the rest of the week until whatever ultimately happens when they reach Carson City. And we'll follow it even after that next step, because this is kind of an ultimatum being laid down at the feet of the governor, right? That he needs to stand up for his fucking state, or, you know, there's going to be another Bundy situation where people are just going to do what they need to get done to be able to, A, feed their animals and feed their families and continue to, you know, live their lives and the way they best see fit. You know, they want to do it legally. They want, like most of us, we want to do things and be law-abiding citizens, but it's hard when the government breaks their own laws to continue to even desire to be a law-abiding citizen at this point. And everybody left, and I get stuck out.
No, I just got back just now. That's a good point. You know, when the lawmakers that are making the laws are the one benefiting from those laws, it's kind of fucked up. If I'm a lawmaker and I don't like mule, and I make a law that, you know, assault is bad unless you assault Mule Team 66, and I put that into law, then I go punch him in the face, and I'm also the judge, so, you know, I throw out that case. How fair is that? And that's kind of what they're doing with this whole BLM stuff too. You know, the laws that are being passed today are very specific in order to make it so that they can do things that used to be illegal, and now they're profiting off of those laws. And that's corruption. And if we just stuck with God's laws, whoa, that's going to bring up some shit. But I mean, the moral laws, right? God's laws, whatever. The moral laws: don't kill, don't steal, don't commit adultery. You stick to those basic principles, then that's all the laws you need. You know, that's the whole "don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you" and your freedoms. You know.
I'm muted. Like I said, most people these days, they don't care about anybody. They're so narcissistic these days. This is why that kid was such a perfect example. And of course, they're going to blame the gun instead of this own kid's psychotic narcissism, right? Mm-hmm. But the whole fucking country's that way anymore. It's not about we the people or our freedoms. It's about my right to be butthurt. Right. You know, so my freedom, my own freedom takes precedent over everybody else's freedom to do exactly the same thing. And I need to limit their ability because my own narcissistic freedom takes precedent.
Oh, I saw, you know, that's the same thing. I saw a manger scene, and I'm an atheist, and that affects me, and so I'm going to boo-hoo and make all these other people who actually like going to see that every year, and I'm going to ruin the party for them because it offended me.
So,
you know?
Stinger, what do you think about this deal in Oklahoma City, that fucking satanic fucking whatever the fuck that thing is, right next to
Harvard, right?
No, I don't know. It's in Oklahoma City.
The Ten Commandments that are out in the courthouse in Oklahoma City.
Right. I thought you were talking about the Harvard thing and the satanic thing, but yeah, I know what you're talking about with that monument.
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with it, man. I'm totally cool with that. If you have the funds and the resources and it's privately done, fine. You know, Shit, if it was the American government wanting to do it, I would be okay with it too, because it's the whole freedom of religion, not freedom from it. You know, that's where I have a big problem with this shit. If I have a manger scene at my public high school or whatever, which ain't happening nowadays, but let's say, you know, that was the thing, how is that manger scene going to then make you a Christian? Am I forcing you to believe in Christianity by doing that? Am I brainwashing you with a manger scene? I don't think so. You have the right to worship whoever the fuck you want, but, you know, I have a right to put up whatever the fuck I want. And the same thing goes with the satanic people. You know, you want to put up a fucking statue right next to the Ten Commandments? That's your fucking right. I know there's a lot of Bible thumpers out there that don't like that shit, but you know what? They're just undereducated. The same thing with this Harvard school thing, right? They're like, oh, that pissed me off because they wanted to give the right to have these people do a satanic mass, black mass or whatever. And they were defending it with, well, it's their freedom of speech. That's all fine and good, but it's not really their freedom of speech that they're addressing here, because I can guarantee you if a student at Harvard wanted to throw a Klan meeting on Harvard, they wouldn't let it happen. There ain't no way they'd let a Klan meeting go on in Harvard. But isn't that freedom of speech too? So, I mean, freedom of speech is being divvied up to whatever, you know, certain things. Only certain things are okay nowadays.
Well, that's exactly right. It's freedoms are, see, and that's where, for me, I think all of our laws are natural laws, or all of our rights are natural rights. No man can tell another man what to do, plain and simple. I can't tell you what to do, you can't tell me what to do, but if either one of us does something to the other one, then the other one, that you're accountable for your actions. Same. And all of this, the rest of it, to me, is nothing more than a permission. Yeah. Somebody is granting you permission to be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do. I think it's all bullshit. But
most of the laws out here now are regulations. If I go too fast but I don't hurt anybody, or if I run a red light and I didn't hurt anybody, I'm still in trouble. For why? What did I do wrong? You know, it's all control and racketeering. Mm-hmm. Because they gotta pay their tanks, man. That's why you see so many red light cameras and speed trap cameras nowadays. It's so fucking unconstitutional. It's not even funny. You don't even have an accuser to face in court, right? And it's just a money racket. That's why they give you a big discount if you decide to just pay it, rather than if you fight it. They're going to try to throw the book at you, but if you're halfway educated, you're going to get out of it, and they'll usually dismiss it because they know that fighting it's not worth it. They're hoping, they're banking on the fact that most people will just pay their little ticket and be done with it. And that shit is funding the tyranny and the corruption that's local on the streets as a tank is rolling by through the streets of Boston looking for one motherfucker, you know, and violating everybody's fucking Fourth Amendment, you know, it just, oh. It's upsetting.
I know for me, and I'm probably, I'll leave it alone.
No, go ahead, man, you know that.
Well, I was just going to say about that fucking satanic thing. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking dead against it. I'm probably as far away from religion as you can get. But when it comes right down to that shit, I don't think that stuff has a place being out in the open like that. And that's my own hypocritical view.
Well, here's the thing though too. If it was truly to do something because they believe, hold on a second. If they were true in their beliefs and they wanted to put something up, I would definitely not have a problem with it. I do have a slight problem with it, and I didn't touch upon that, is that they are putting it next to the Ten Commandments on purpose. They're not trying to promote their religion. Let's just call it a religion, right? Because even atheism is a religion. They're not trying to promote their religion. They're trying to insult somebody else.
Well, it's
they're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it for a mean-spirited reason. They're not doing it for anything other than that.
Well, the funny thing is what more do you expect from Satanists but a mean-spirited reason?
Right?
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me about the Oklahoma thing, and I'm with you in the stance that, you know, if America truly is free, yes, they should be able to do it right next to the Ten Commandments. Why? Because if you're going to let the Ten Commandments show up there, and those are a religious symbol, right, for a lot of religions, for the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims, they all agree with the Ten Commandments thing, right? So it is a religious thing. If you have that on public land, well, then yes, the atheists have a right to put something up, and so do Satanists and anybody else. But it's people from fucking Brooklyn, right, and New York City that are ass hurting and are funding this thing and pushing it, not people in Oklahoma that are doing it. If it was the people of Oklahoma in their own state doing that, and they're like, listen, this is what, you know, a group of Satanists get together and believe that, and they're the ones pushing it, and they're the ones gathering the funding to get it done, then I can support, even though I don't agree with them, I can support their right to do so. It's the fact that it's these fucking, you know, carpetbaggers basically coming in and saying you have to do this that bothers me.
I just hope. Well, I think, you know, and that's exactly right. I mean, you look at the Georgia Guidestones. Who put the Georgia Guidestones up? Nobody knows. Some anonymous fucking globalist prick. But when you have this funding going in Oklahoma City from out of state, and if you pull up the U.S. on a map, Oklahoma City is just about as heartland of the United States as you can get. I mean, Oklahoma City, Wichita, I don't know if there's a little town on the Kansas-Nebraska border that would, maybe Wichita would be dead center as far as north and south. Maybe not. But, I mean, it's right in the heartland. And then you have all this back east money that's wanting to do it. To me, it's like they're forcing their shit right on the heartland of the country and basically slapping you in the forehead with a turd.
Well, that's the funny thing is that's where all this giant money that's concentrated into the hands of the coastal elites or whatever they're using that money to try and influence people in small town America in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the problem I have is America was never supposed to be. We're supposed to be a group of separate, you know, states, right, brung together. And now we're just this one federal thing, and we're supposed to be homogenized, blended together so much where it's exactly the same from Maine to Washington. And it's not, right? There's people out here in the heartland of America that think nothing like the leftists in New York City or San Francisco or LA or anywhere else like that. You know, so they need to mind their fucking business. You know, and they keep getting told to do that, and they don't want to listen. That's like when you see these anti-gunners support, you know, trying to put up candidates to push their gun agenda in fucking Montana, you know, or Kansas or Iowa or Oklahoma or anywhere like that. Why? Because they're getting paid all this money from these elites that want their agenda pushed instead of figuring out the real representation of the people there in their own communities, you know. And that's where I fall on this satanic thing. You know what? You want to put it in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City? Because that's where you people are from? Good for you. If you don't live in fucking Oklahoma, leave goddamn Oklahoma alone.
Exactly.
You know? Anyway, so we're going to run this about 5 more minutes unless HDP shows up. So I want to thank everybody. We've had 30 viewers pretty much since the beginning of this afternoon type chat. It's fluctuated a little bit, gone up to about 45 and down to, you know, down to the 20s. Right now we're running about 30. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to do another quick shout out. Like I said, we're going to end this in 5 minutes unless HDP shows up to give us another update. And if not, keep an eye on HDP's channel and on the Green Dragon Tavern Chats community. That's where I'll be putting updates whenever I get them from him. Okay, so E. Kenny and Linda's out there. They're back. Wolfgang Pool's out there. Ford Rocks 1966 is still out there. Joel Sweatman's still out there. Caregiver. DJ's out there. J Watt. Zed Collins. No-No's out there. James Blumfeld. Joel's Quantum Heart Logic. And Joel's always out there. He's a great Green Dragon Tavern chat contributor in the chat room itself. Thanks, Joel, for always joining us. Appreciate that. And I'm down to Mike DeLuca and Headley321, so everybody's pretty much shouted out. So you guys want to do any shout-outs before we shut this puppy down?
Yeah. Go ahead, DJ.
I was just going to shout out HDP again for being on top of shit.
Yeah.
I know it's the same person over and over and over, but I don't know. To me, that's just about the only way that, without being able to shake his hand, that I can really show him the respect that I have for him right now.
I understand that 100%, bro, and I can't wait to be able to shake his hand someday.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Sting?
Oh, well, yeah, definitely HDP. I mean, talk about boots on the ground. It's really cool. Him and Tony back in the good old days of the Bundy Ranch and all that shit. And, of course, I got to, mad props to anybody that is willing to go out there and put their life and liberty and property on the line for anybody else. That's a huge, huge thing. As far as other people that aren't here right now that I would like to promote for the people out there watching that might not have heard of these people, these are the people that I recommend, and I think you should definitely go check out if you're looking for good people to associate with here on the UB2B. Stealing your line there, Mule. The first one's Kansas Hillbilly Prepper. I forgot to shout him out last night. So Kansas Hillbilly Prepper, what's up, brother? Check him out. That's how his name appears. Bobby Paradise or Yankee 4. It's spelled a little weird, but he's a really good-hearted guy and doesn't get enough love around here. Glocker Bob. Funny, Glocker Bob, right? It's about Glocks. No, he doesn't talk about Glocks at all on his channel, but Glocker Bob's really cool. Irish UMC Vet. Man, that guy is something else. Go check him out. Of course, Mule Team. Y'all know Mule Team here. OIF Eagle, motherfucking bastard, but a good bastard, and I like him. Rebel Solutions, who's not on the panel today, but usually is, and you'll see him on here if you're ever on the Dragon more than today. TJ, or Midwest Middle Class, he hasn't really put out a video in a long time, but when he does, he's just really good people. Swedish Paracord Nut, that guy is the coolest dude I know. He lives in Sweden, and he's the nicest guy I know too, really. And he does a little bit about paracording, but mostly he's been doing hot sauce reviews lately. And the last one's Wasser 10, but he just recently shut down his channel, and I'll have to get back to people on that when I learn more. So that's all.
Well, and the weird spelling for Yankee 4 is YANKEY4, right? For Bobby Paradise's channel. That's to let you guys know. Okay, go check them out. And again, I want to kind of reiterate what these guys have said about the HDP and everybody who sticks their neck out. And it's funny how even Jesus had talked about that, in the Bible, right? So whether you believe it or not, it's still there. And he talks about how, the greatest thing you can do is laying down your life for a friend or a brother or a relative or a stranger. Right, when you put yourself out there to protect and support other people, that is a true, I don't even know how to put it. It's just amazing when it happens. And
An unselfish act.
Yeah, true unselfish. Thank you. I'm still a little punch drunk from. But and HCP personifies that. When he goes out there and takes the time away from his family and from everybody to help support people who are standing up for others, because everybody who shows up there, they're standing up for 10 people behind them. Now hold on a second, we might not be closing this down. That might be.
While you're doing that, I'm going to show off some rebel work.
Okay, so let HDP know that we're still here waiting.
Yeah. While you're doing that, Rebel Solutions did this magazine
Yeah.
for everybody. Oh, I know you know, brother. I'm telling everybody out in the chat room.
Let me mute myself.
Yeah. He's a pretty fantastic artist, and this is one sweet ass paint job, all hand done. And I have a video on my channel of the unboxing of it, where I go a little bit more into detail. But this is one of his first polymer mag tries, and I think it turned out really nice. And there's a lot of subtleties in the paint, so he really took a lot of care, a lot of time. He's a perfectionist, and that's the qualities I look forward to in a person doing work on my stuff, because my shit, I'm a perfectionist, and the only people I like to deal with are other perfectionists. So. Rebel.
And that looks awesome. I just let HDP know we're still on live.
What do you think?
I think it looks awesome.
Got her all taped up.
Yeah, I think it looks good. It's going to be a good cover. But so hopefully HDP's coming back in. I'm going to send him some quick links. I'm going to mute myself because my studio is Rambunctious just right now. My grandson in it.
Yep.
So no, I'm lying. It's my studio. It's the fucking kitchen.
It's the kitchen.
Holy shit. Okay, don't
You
sweat.
need to get one of those on-air signs. For sure. Well, shit. If everybody's going to mute themselves for a while, what do you guys want to talk about? Donkey porn? Mule's favorite subject? Going on to the whole bestiality thing. What's up? What do you think? Is it more wrong for a guy to rape a female animal, or is it more wrong for a woman to let a male animal have fun with her? Okay.
I think they both should be fucking hung up. Okay. Enough of that. That was a quick one.
Yep.
What's up, HD?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just kind of got done a little bit ago. They loaded up the mules. They're going back up to the fairgrounds there. There's going to be a barbecue and a little rodeo and stuff. And we're just going to load up the chuck wagon here. The trailer just pulled up, so now they put me to work. But yeah, they're having a small barbecue and stuff, because what they're doing is they're getting everybody to sign the petition. So the parade was kind of to get everybody around and, hey, go up to the fairgrounds, they're going to sign this petition. So it's kind of like spreading the word. I don't think I caught it in too much of the video, but like people were coming out of their houses and stuff, and they were talking to them and stuff. So it was like, because the horse riders were up front of me, but they were talking to people saying, hey, come up to the fairgrounds, we're going to sign this petition and stuff like that. So that's where they're going now. We'll see how long we're up there.
Cool. So are they going to do the parades at each town, HDP? Do you know? Because that is an awesome way to raise awareness.
Right. I mean, they're going to ride through. I don't know if they're going to do a parade like this, like with a lot of people. I'm not sure. But they're definitely going to ride through. I know Winnemucca is supposed to be a pretty significant event. I would imagine Battle Mountain is too. They wanted to do rallies like that in every one, or something. Maybe not a parade, but a rally of some sort. So that's their intent, is to raise awareness and kind of gather people in one spot to sign the petition.
That's a hell of a plan, actually.
Yeah, because like we know, I mean, when this isn't on the news, so the only way for people to know about it is to tell them, get out there with them.
Well, they get enough awareness going and people finding out more about it. I mean, look at what happened with Bundy. And they could, I mean, this thing, they could get it out to where they can't control it.
I'll be right back. I want to load this chuck wagon. Be right back.
Alrighty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Doing little, and yeah, like you said, it's we have to get people involved, and that's the way that these riders have chosen to do so, and it's a great way, because it also shows the dying, something that we need to protect as a people is that way of life, because it's so ingrained into the American psyche, and also just our dinner. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, it's
Yeah, that's the main thing. Your people don't get it. Why are these ranchers so up in arms over this shit? Why don't they just pay their fees or whatever? There's a lot.
oh, Sting froze up.
Seeing that they're not learning about that. It's not on the news.
Yeah, but Stinger, you got to realize how many people in real life don't think that the store is where all their food is made.
Right.
I mean, that's a sad fact, but it's a sign of the times we live in.
Well, nowadays so much is processed. People, I don't even think a lot of people buy just straight up meat that much anymore either. Most of them are buying, their fast food or already made hamburger patties that, been perfectly made and frozen to death and all that shit. They have no idea even how to fucking make a burger out of raw meat, I don't think. Not a lot of them. I'm not saying everybody, but, and how many have actually killed a chicken, themselves in order to put chicken on the table or goats or cows or whatever,
Well, you hear it with just look at some of the idiotic things that people say on, about the Second Amendment when they're bitching about it all the way. Oh, it's not even for hunting. You don't need to hunt. Go to your store and get your food. At least then nothing's killed,
Nothing's killed?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen those comments. So it's just ridiculous to the point of we're so disconnected from everything, including where our food comes from. That most people don't realize. They think, it's the milk truck that provides milk. It's the, where do vegetables come from? Well, the truck that came, with the vegetables on it. Meat, well, it comes in a package with clear wrap over it. What do you mean that somebody had to kill it to provide it for you?
Yeah.
We're so disconnected from all that shit anymore that people don't even realize that those ranchers are a necessity, that they're part of our food source, and by limiting that, we're just going to we're going to open ourselves up to even more imports of food. You can't survive if you can't feed yourselves.
Well, not to mention all the fillers that are in a lot of these foods out there now. I'm going to just use one fast food reference as an example, but let's take the chicken nugget from McDonald's. You know how much chicken is in that chicken nugget? Not a lot, because what they do, is they use a machine to pick all the meat off the bone, and sometimes other shit gets in there too, like bone and feathers and all sorts of stuff, right? They fucking grind that down into a liquid. So there's all sorts of shit in there, right? And then in order to make it into a nugget form, they have to put in gluten or gelatin, in order to make a sort of spongy meat-like texture. And not to mention all the other additives and fillers that are in there. That you get all these fillers and additives and stuff, and really you're left to like maybe 10% of that nugget is actual meat.
That's why my house has a ban on all of that shit.
Yeah, I'm still working on that, man. But the wife still every once in a while gets that craving for nuggets, for McNuggets, right? So that's even worse. I'm like, well, get the chicken strips. At least that's somewhat better, right? No, I want the nuggets. I have a craving. You have a craving for all that crap? Damn.
I remember when I was cutting meat and sterling beef got sold to Excel, and we would cut the plates, which is basically cow bellies, and that's what Oscar Mayer used for hot dogs.
Right.
And after watching whatever was on the floor, that got scooped up, put in the meat sinks, washed off. It got thrown in there, and yeah, I have no idea what happens after it left the packing house, but just from the shit that I seen in the packing house, you wouldn't pay me enough fucking money to eat a hot dog.
Well, I still love hot dogs. I like the all beef hot dogs, and I probably shouldn't do a lot of them. But the one that I still believe in a little bit, and don't pop my bubble, DJ. Don't pop it. Is I still really think that if I'm going to eat a processed meat like that, I do prefer the Hebrew Nationals. You know, at least I know they're not totally kosher as much as people would think, but I've got to put my faith in to the fact that most likely it's at least the meat portions of the cow.
I couldn't tell you anything about them after doing those Oscar Mayers. I just, in bologna, all bologna is a big fucking hot dog.
Yeah, it's just a flat hot dog for sure. And those processed meats, just like the same thing I was saying with the nuggets, they put filler in there. And the reason they put filler in there is because the filler is much cheaper than the meat. And if you put filler in there and spread the meat out, then you can make, 100 bologna with the filler in it to the one piece of bologna with no filler in it. So obviously you're going to make more money that way.
Yeah. No, I agree. I know I have a meat grinder, and whenever we get a deer or an elk or, whatever critter we kill, especially big game. Hey, what's happening? You guys on the move?
Yeah, we're just going back up here to the livestock center so we can gather signatures, and they're going to make a short speech, and then I think they're hitting the trail. They're not taking a very long break.
Cool. Well, I mean, it's not cool for them. For the horses, they get to continue to ride. But I can't wait to be able to see the video that you pick up and when you're able to post it. And I'm going to ask you. Well, I'll either steal it from you like I've been doing and posting it to the Green Dragon community, or if you want to just post there too to keep everybody updated on your videos. We support you 100%, HD. So not only your own channel, but we love the fact that you support us here at the Dragon and are part of it. So.
Where'd you get that picture, Mule?
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Looks just like me too. I just have they trimmed his beard for his his moment, I guess.
I do see a few straggly hairs on that chin though.
They cleaned him up for his personal appearances.
Which is something that maybe I should do, but the wife won't let me. She likes the beard. So I'm gonna I got
I'm trying to hear them until they leave town. I'm gonna try to get them leaving town, and then I'm gonna have to roll out. So I'm about at my drop dead time. So I'm gonna try to get some video of them leaving, and that'll probably be it for me.
All right, bud. So we'll keep an eye out on it, and everybody who's watching, I'm splitting. These guys are gonna keep it rolling until they feel like shutting it down. But I got family stuff. So
I guess we'll fire up the grill here in a few.
Yeah, that's what we're getting ready to do. I got to go grab my cleaver and start chopping up some chicken. So
chicken.
Oh, and more. There's chicken, ribs, all kinds of stuff going on.
All right, now you're talking.
All right, so I'll be talking to you guys. Tomorrow we'll be having another Dragon probably, and anytime that we can, we'll light one up, and we'll be keeping everybody updated on this grass march. I'll talk to all you guys later.
Alrighty.
All right.
And that should take us off alive.
Oh, we're not live?
I don't know. Nobody's in as the Dragon, so.
Oh. You just said you guys are keeping it open. Liar.
Well, he should have checked to see if one of us was in here as the Dragon before he spouted his mouth off.
Oh, I see.
I didn't know I was responsible for this to keep it going.
Well, I'm dismounting. If somebody's going to pick it back up, just let me know. And I'll check in and when we leave to see what we can post or see what we can share. They look pretty good here already. Their stands they got people with stands over there and everything, so I head over there.
Awesome. Hey, Stinger, you go into dashboard to come back in as a Dragon? Or hang out on the Dragon?
Oh, you mean like when I'm coming in? I go to the Green Dragon's page and then do the Manage This Page button, And then I go to the Hangouts, and I join usually that way if I'm coming in as the dragon. If I'm posting a video, if I'm going to do a live Hangout as a dragon, I'll go to the YouTube channel and switch my account over to the dragon's YouTube account, and then hit the upload button to where it goes to broadcast live on air.
I was just going to try to come in while we had that little...
Well, we're still, it shows that we're live, but I don't for sure. Hold on. I'll be right back, DJ.
All right.
Yeah, it says it's too late.
It's still showing live on
I
here.
know it is, but I went there and it didn't have a place to join the Hangout that was already currently in progress.
Yeah.
I can maybe check on the YouTube channel, but I didn't have that one up. So let's see. Steven says, "Are you guys still live?" No, we're not live, motherfucker.
It's running. I don't know why. Is it on... Is it showing me in as a dragon or no?
No.
Huh. That's weird as hell.
I'm texting Mule back, and then I'm trying to see what the fuck I'm doing here. I'm gonna. All right. All right.
Yeah, no, it's...
Huh, it is running. I just went there and it's totally still running. Right on.
Yeah, it's showing that it's running live. I'm not sure how the hell he did that.
Yeah, that's some freaky shit. Cause I know I'm in here as myself. Cause when you hit the camera off button, if you're, that's my icon right there. So I know I'm on as myself. I'll bounce out again and try this one more time. Maybe as the dragon.
Well, I'm gonna have to take off and go.
Well then, shit. I ain't gonna be a one-man show. Fuck it.
Well, no, I don't blame you for that. I thought HDP was gonna hang out for a minute. I didn't know Mule was just later. I'm out. Bye.
All right.